Virginia Beach has a secret. And if you don't live here, you probably don't have any idea what you're missing. And I'm not talking about the 3 miles of beaches by the boardwalk, or the other 30 miles of beaches on the Atlantic Ocean. I'm talking about the beaches on the Chesapeake Bay and what must be hundreds of miles of waterfront on these interior bays, hidden right in the middle of Virginia Beach. Well, you can see some beach and water while you're standing on the boardwalk at the oceanfront. You're only seeing a sliver of what's there. And that little sliver is the only thing most people see. I know it doesn't look small. It's a lot of beach and a lot of boardwalk, but it's only a sliver. Some of the beaches on the North End are 500 feet wide with amazing dunes covered in beach grass. You won't see that as a tourist. This is where there are no crowds. You always get a front row. It's not stacked up 5 umbrellas back like in the touristy areas. And you can buy a house there for a fraction of what it would cost on Long Island. There's 10 times more beach on the Atlantic Ocean in Virginia Beach than what you see on the boardwalk. And that includes the beaches in the North End and Sandbridge. And still there's more. You also have another 5 miles of beaches on the Chesapeake Bay, and then all the interior waterways off Broad Bay, like Lincoln Bay and Crystal Lake, and both the eastern and western branches of the Lynnhaven River. This is all saltwater and tidal, and it's full of wildlife and natural beauty. And the vast majority of it is residential, and it's quiet and beautiful, and it just goes on and on. You'll find everything from small teardowns to $10 million estates, and everything in between. You can get a glimpse of Broad Bay as you drive over the bridge from Great Neck to Shore Drive. But just a glimpse. There's no riverwalk or promenade providing public access to take in the sights. And you can't see it from the neighborhood roads because it's hidden behind houses and trees. So unless you're standing in someone's backyard, you have to hike 2 miles through First Landing State Park to see it. Or you can take out your boat. When you do, it's you and the nature around you. If you go there on July 4th weekend, you'll definitely have some company. But most days it'll just be you. Sometimes I'll be out there for 30 minutes and not see another boat. If I want to see more people, I can go on Saturday afternoon. On a beautiful summer weekend, you'll see crowds of the Narrows. That's the beach at the state park where the water narrows between Broad Bay and Lincoln Bay. Clearly that's no secret, but it's almost all locals. But the most amazing part of it to me is the fact that almost all of it is hidden from the general public unless you happen to go looking for it, even though it's right in the middle of it all. And still there's more. One of my favorite things to do in the whole world is right here in Virginia Beach. Keep in mind that I've been around the world a few times and I've seen some things. Still, this ranks right up there at the top. I take the boat out on the Chesapeake Bay when the winds are from the south. It's like being on a lake. There's no ocean swells and no wind-driven waves because the land is blocking the wind. There's a long section of First Landing State Park on the Chesapeake Bay that's almost always empty because the public entrances are so far away. Sometimes we're the only ones there. You can see how shallow the water is, sandbars everywhere. We'll anchor in knee-deep water that's clear and 85 degrees from May through September. It's easy to pretend you're on a deserted island in the Bahamas. I know it's not the Bahamas, because if it was the Bahamas, it would have taken me 10 hours and thousands of dollars to get there. Here it only takes me 20 minutes and I can do it every day if I want to. Or you can find the dolphin. Most of the time you'll see a family of 4 or 5. Sometimes you'll see a school of 50 dolphin. Please forgive me, a pod of dolphin. 50 or 1, the kids act like it's their first time seeing a mermaid. They go crazy. What are your chances of seeing a dolphin? I'd say about 100%. They live here and there's a lot of them. Same with the pelicans. And you could spend hours just sitting there watching the osprey dive for fish. Sometimes we'll cruise out off the beach for a mile or 2 and just sit there and watch the sunset. It's like you're the only people on the planet, even though there are 1.8 million people in Virginia Beach and the surrounding towns. And that's the real beauty of it. You get all the benefits of living in the largest city in Virginia on one hand, and you can experience the beauty in the empty white sandy beaches on the other. And you get to have both, and it feels like the rest of the country doesn't have any idea what they're missing. Did I mention that the water is in the 80s from May through September? Want to learn more about Virginia Beach? Check out this video that explains in more detail why Virginia Beach is the best place to live on the East Coast. Or visit williamlayton.com for information on the best neighborhoods to live and browse homes for sale. I'll see you at the beach.